YouTube, Facebook, what's up, what's up? Ask my wedge. Yo, guys, I know everybody's seen the fight, and you definitely heard about it, everybody talking about it. But, for whatever it's worth, it was a good fight. But I want to share something with everybody because I like to take all these opportunities to show the truth, whether, it's for us or against us. We got to show the truth. And the truth is, boxing today, this fight was a good example of fighters today fighting for the money. I guess I'm going to call these fighters today actors. We got a bunch of actors out here, millionaires, who are not fighting for the glory anymore. They're fighting strictly for the paycheck. And this is a good example of how that is. Wow, this kid trying to cross the street. I should have had the camera face that way. He walking right in the middle of the street. But anyway, this first round is all we need to see to show us my whole example. In this first round, we had Lamont Peterson coming in all buffed up, extra heavy. He looked like a heavyweight, and he didn't do any boxing. He just tried to defend himself, and this shows two things. This shows that defense, especially blocking, is the most successful part of defense. Don't get it mixed up. Defense has different categories. You got footwork, you got blocking, you got parring, you got head movement, you got feinting, head movement. You got a lot of different things in defense. But blocking is the most underestimated and the most serious thing. And this fight proves it. Because you have one guy who was way overweight. He couldn't box if he wanted to. Because you can't push that kind of weight fast enough to box. Box is about speed and leverage. And he had the weight and he had the height, so he had the leverage, but he didn't have the speed to box. So what he did is he just put his hands up. He put a guard up. And blocking is all good. You hit my arms, you're not going to hit me as hard as you hit my arms, because my arms are blocking. Common sense. But what we learned from this is that blocking is a very effective part of defense, because he didn't do anything else to deserve to be in there past one round other than block. So blocking is effective. All right. Part two that we learned from this is that Spencer, there's three things, I guess. Errol Spencer can be hurt. Okay. It's a saying I always say, if I can touch you, I can beat you. Because no matter how many times you hit me, if I can touch you one time, that's all that matters. That's all it takes. One time, that's it. And it's kind of funny that I'm saying one time like that. I'm thinking about one time, Keith Thurman. That's what we think about. All it takes is one time. And Keith Thurman is a legitimate puncher. And he's a legitimate boxer. So he's not going to come in overweight. He's not going to come in too slow to box and use his advantages. So this the other point I wanted to make is we got these fighters nowadays who are picking these fights based upon who they think they could beat. It's a gamble nowadays. It's not about going in and just coming with your attitude and winning fights. It used to be, you used to be able to win on how your desire was, how bad you wanted to win. Now it's not how bad you want it, it's how much money you got, who you got on your team, and who you fight. That's it. Styles make fights, we know this. So now people are taking advantage of that and making sure they fight people with the opposite style to beat them. And not to take anything away from Spencer. He's a young man and he's learning, but I don't really think as a fan we need to be on here pussyfooting about what's right or wrong in this game, because These guys are rich. These are rich actors. And if they're going to act like fighters, we're going to treat them like fighters. And we're going to judge them like fighters. And, you know, beating somebody down is not the ultimate goal in boxing. The ultimate goal is to win the fight. And it's not fair that these guys get the money and the honey. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out, man. This fight showed us those two things I just pointed out. And you know, it also shows us the future. If he fights someone like Keith Thurman, or he fights someone who can really punch, and who can punch relaxed, they don't have to load up, and they don't have to be a lucky punch like Peterson. He landed that lucky punch because that was the only one he landed like that, and that was from because he was blocking. He didn't even know why he landed that punch. It was a counter punch because he was blocking so effectively. When you block real effectively, you open up your opponent a lot more, and he didn't capitalize on that or repeat it. I don't know. I'm done talking, man. Peace.